Congratulations for your selection. Please introduce yourself.
First of all, I would like to thank you, sir, for the guidance you have given me through this AgriLearner platform. I'm Anusha. I have completed my graduation in Acharya Engineering Agriculture University, which is known as AgriGuru in Kuntur. During my graduation, I have decided to go through this banking side. So I started preparing for this exam from my third year onwards. Fortunately, I have came to know about this platform, which is giving a good guidance to the students. So I have taken this guidance under this AgriLearner platform, sir. It helped me a lot. Fortunately, I got selected in the Indian Bank as a specialist officer, agriculture field officer, sir.
This is your first attempt.
Yes, sir. This is my first attempt.
Okay, that is very good thing. That in first attempt, first exam. This is the first competitive examination that you have entered.
It's the first exam.
Okay, first attempt, first examination, and got selection. Okay, that is the best thing. You have started, as you have told, that you have started your preparation from your third year. I am correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that means third year is the best time period, because many students have this query that when to start preparation. Third year is the best time to start preparation according to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are from agriculture background?
Yes, sir. Agriculture background. My father is a farmer.
Okay, means your BSc was from agriculture only?
Yes, the BSc is also from agriculture.
Okay. How you have completed, how you have done the preparation of pre, because in pre is the most tough thing for the agriculture student, because math, reasoning, and English. How you have did this?
Sir, actually during COVID, I have covered reasoning, sir, because most of the times we'll feel bored. So I thought like rather than taking all these subjects at a time, we should be strong in one of these subjects. We should be strong in one or two of these subjects among reasoning, aptitude, or English. So I feel reasoning more comfortable in all these three subjects. English is like it's completely based on our usage and also full grammar and all. So we can score more in this reasoning, English and all, because aptitude for most of the people, aptitude is the weakest portion. So first I have concentrated mostly on this reasoning part and English part, sir. After completing these two sections, then I went to this aptitude part and started from this zero basics and all. I have relied completely on the free resources only, sir, from directly YouTube. Just Google something. Daily I'll browse something from the Google, sir, which is the best channel based on the topper stocks and all. I used to browse many channels and all, which is useful for the students. Completely I have relied on the free resources for these prelims. But I have completed step by step, sir. My best thing I can say to others was we should make at least one subject as a backbone, sir, for our score, which will boost our score first thing, sir. Generally, people will give equal importance to all the things. It's very important to concentrate all the things, but we should make one subject or two subjects as our backbones, which will boost our score definitely. So one will feel aptitude as interesting subject, and one will feel like English as their strong point. In my point of view, I feel like reasoning is my strongest point, sir. So during COVID, I've completely learned reasoning from all free resources. Daily, I used to take one topic, and I will cover every topic, every video on that topic in YouTube, sir. I won't leave anything. I didn't leave anything. So I prepared like that. During COVID, we used to have much free time, no, sir. So I started preparing like that. First, I have taken this reasoning topic. I have listed all the topics in this reasoning. I have kept 1 or 2 days for each single topic, and I have covered everything from the free resources. And after learning all the topics, I started giving sectional mocks and all these things. Later, I have started English, and I have learned new vocabulary and grammar rules and all. Then I started aptitude, sir. So my preparation went like this. I have completely relied on this free resources only. But I have made some reasoning and English as strongest points, which made me to boost my score. I have qualified in prelims with the highest marks only. I have scored 55 plus, sir, in prelims. So I think it worked out, sir.
Means I will conclude this. Okay, for prelims you are completely relied on the YouTube and the free resource available. Okay, in 3 subjects you have selected one subject to focus more, and you have made it strong as a backbone. Okay, and then after that you have made one subject strong, then you touch the second subject and then third subject. Okay, and with this you have secured means good marks in the pre. Okay, this is the conclusion
So
I have.
yes, sir. After covering all these topics, I started giving many mocks.
Mocks is
Generally, what I
important.
have observed from the yes, sir. What I have observed from the people were like they'll think like we are covering topics, but we are not able to score some decent marks in exams. But there is no issue that sometimes we may feel low. But what I did for this was I have kept one chart, sir. I started scaling these marks. My first mark for this 125 marks is 26 marks I got, sir, on my first mock test. But I started noting all these marks day by day. My first mark was 26 marks out of 125. After covering these topics slightly, I started giving mocks. After giving mock, I used to check these answers and the shortcuts and all. But the final mock, what I gave before my prelims was my score was 85, sir. So
So
gradually, I've
so
improved
you have
till near
scored
75.
total how much marks in the pre?
Sir, 55, sir.
For agriculture student securing 55 marks in the pre, it is, and as you have prepared this preparation strategy, I think every student should follow this. It will work, because if your one subject is strong, then you don't need to tension about overall cutoff. If your one subject will be okay, then you can touch the other two subject little bit also, then you will securely pass the pre-examination. And tell me how you have started your mains preparation.
Sir, for mains, I started like actually during my final year and all, I started reading these general agriculture books, normal books. But after clearing prelims, I haven't touched any books, sir. Generally, I used to see some modules in Agri Learner. Then I started completely relying on websites, sir, official websites. Like recently, budget will come, the economic survey and all. And what I did was the time was very limit after the prelims. So what I used to do was I started downloading all the previous papers, and I observed the scenario how the IBPS is following, sir. The thing what I have catched was he's not going in the same way. He's changing the pattern for every 2 years. So I observed that because 2018 paper, 17 paper completely relied on the survey, budget, and public sector lending. These type of questions were there in 2018-20 questions, 19 questions. In 20 questions, something which are very easy, which is related to core agriculture only, sir.
General agriculture.
2020. Yes, general agriculture. Then I observed like he is not following the complete same pattern. For every 2 years, he is changing. So I started thinking like we should prepare from all the dimensions. Whatever be the pattern, we should be able to answer the question. So I have covered like first I have covered core agriculture, sir. Anyways, we'll be reading some general agriculture and all in our graduation. So I don't want to again repeat this all the books like Nimra Sunda and all. So just have relied on your resources for this general agriculture part and others, and I have collected some current affairs and things from other sources also, and also AgriGuru is also providing good source of current affairs. And I have also a habit of writing this current affairs from GK Today and some other websites. I used to follow others also, so 2-3 websites also. And I prepared current affairs notes and this budget notes, survey notes, and I have written all the previous year's questions that 12 years papers I have covered, sir. I have prepared notes according to the previous year's papers, sir. The 1 month work what I have done after the prelims was like I have had a glance look of previous papers, and I have made my own notes from these previous papers, sir. And for agriculture and current affairs, I have relied in these modules and all. So before the mains exam, I have prepared myself to answer every question in all the dimensions. That thing I have done.
Okay, like this year in men's examination, most of the questions are from minor subjects like forestry, like this. And agriculture is not a small subject. You have to cover 15 subjects. Animal husbandry is that much tough. Okay, everything. How you
Yes,
have
sir.
covered, and what is the most difficult part in the men's preparation?
So the most difficult part is like preparing the non-core subjects because we'll not go in depth in animal husbandry, fisheries, and all. I think agri learner is a spoon feeding for me for these two subjects mostly because remaining all we can get from this Nimra Sunna and all also because in graduation we are well versed with all these subjects. We can do these subjects, but animal husbandry and fisheries were completely new to us, which we haven't touched. We just have an idea, but we don't have deep knowledge in that. I think this agri learner is a cakewalk for me for these subjects.
And what you
I
find
can.
most difficult thing?
I haven't faced any difficulties sir, in mains preparation. It went well, sir.
Like many students used to say that they find difficulties in remembering that much variety breeds and these things. How you have covered these things, variety breeds, these are memorizing things.
Sir, I regularly I used to have a look, sir. I have already told that based on previous papers, I used to write down all these things. So what actually worked for me was in 2018 18 paper, they have asked few questions from public sector lending. Then I have simply Googled it. I got some Wikaspedia website. I went into it and I have wrote all these public sector lending norms and all. So I was in a position to answer every question of public sector lending. So I have made up questions like that. Generally, at that point of time, farm bills was the hottest topic. So even for mains, also I have made the notes for that, even for the titles of farm bills and all. So based on the current scenarios and based on the previous paper questions, I used to make a notes. If in some year, if they have asked seed rate or spacing and all, I used to have a note of spacing at all the spacings at one point, seed rates at one point. I used to make notes like that, sir. So it was easy for me to recall and remember.
What you will suggest, give any three suggestions to newcomers, those who are starting their preparation, three suggestions.
Three suggestions are like, first of all, they should be very confident on what they are doing
Okay.
and clarity of thought, what to do, when to do, and where to do. Like where to start, when to start, and what to start. And selection of best resources is the best thing, sir. One of the most important thing is selection of best resources. I can suggest them like they can go blindly for this Agri Learner platform because it will definitely give a cakewalk for them to crack this exam. I feel like because selection of a source is also an important task in this exam, sir.
After completing the mains, after getting selected in the mains, there is one important step is the interview. How you have prepared for your interview?
Sir, after mains, I have prepared this current scenarios and current affairs and all during my mains preparation. So I thought like after mains, no need to go for agriculture again. I thought like I was something good at this current topics and all, somewhat good at these current topics like Russia-Ukraine war and all. Then the lagging point of my state at that point of time was banking awareness. Then in that 10 days, I have concentrated on this banking awareness and completely relied on the mock interviews what you have conducted, sir. And gave some mock interviews in other institutes also, which are related to banking, coaching, and all. And I have attended this mock interview of Agri Learner also, sir. So in those 10 and 15 days, I have revised banking awareness topics, and I haven't touched any agriculture, sir. In those 15 days, I did myself to get prepared for this interview. Personality test, no, sir, interview. So I started answering myself in front of mirror. So literally, I made myself to sit somewhere and to talk something fluently in front of them and to be confident. I have practiced these things, sir, for interview because it's completely personality test. They are not keeping this test. Already they have checked our capability in these two exams. They're just keeping this interview to check whether you are a suitable person for this job or not. So first of all, I would suggest people to be like we should present ourselves as an agriculture field officer. I literally feel like we should already feel like the officer.
Yes.
I don't know how to express this. We should feel like we have already become an officer, and we should maintain that style for that 15 days. Literally, it will directly reflect in that way in your interview days in front of them. Before going to the interview panel, you should feel like you're already an officer, and you should maintain that style and all and the personality. We should make them feel like you're already an officer. I strongly believe that. So I strongly believe that affirmations will definitely happen, sir. So we should make that affirmation like we are already an officer, and we should maintain the dignity and style and the body language
It is so correct.
and
You
the way
have
of.
to be like officer to give the interview of officer. It is the most
Yes, sir.
important thing that you have said. What you will say those students who didn't get selection this time? What you will say for them?
Sir, it's all about uncertainty. So there may be many reasons because sometimes lack of confidence. Because even I'm saying like this, but that the situation when we are facing interview is very tough, sir. It's all depend on the moment when we are entering this panel and all. And at that point of time, how we are handling situation. But it's all out of control, sir. We cannot say it's all about uncertainty, but maybe the confidence at that point of time while attending interview, it's all matter. But interview is also deciding one because I came to know after seeing my result. Today I can definitely say interview is played a main role to get the selection because people who got same marks as me in mains also didn't got selection because they scored less marks in interview. They got just only 13, 14 marks. I got 17 marks in interview, sir. So I think it helped me a lot to fetch a good job.
You for interview, your marks were so awesome. 17 marks is really good marks. In this year, when we will complete the course, okay, then I will call you to give the lecture for the new students how to prepare for interview. Keep because 17 marks in the interview. Mainly students used to get 14 marks, 15 marks. Okay, commonly 14 marks student will get, but 17 is outstanding performance in interview. I will surely call you. I will surely call you before this time interview. Please guide the new student. Yes, to take one class for the interview.
Definitely, sir.
Okay, be in the touch. Okay, if we need any help for the new students, those who are joining us, okay, we will contact you. We will call you to take lecture or anything according to them. Okay, or guide them how to prepare. So for that, be in the touch. Okay. Thank you so much for giving your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your guidance, sir. And thanks to Agri Learner team, sir.
And very much, very, very congratulations. Believe us, when we hear that any student got selected and their life is going to secure now, this is the best feeling for the mentor, for the teacher, that seeing that their students are getting selected, their students are getting job. This is the best feeling. We can't express this happiness. We feel sad for those students who didn't get selected, but it is the double happiness for those students who have did the means they have give the hard work and they got the selection. This is the best feeling for us.
So the only thing I want to conclude was life will give opportunities to everyone. Life will give chance to everyone, sir. But we should stand up to that time, sir.
Yes, it is so correct. One last question I will ask. That is not my question. That most of the students used to ask us. Okay, how much time we have to study? How much hour means? This is the most common question that we get every day. How much time, sir, we should study? Now I will ask you how much time you have studied to get selected in the bank.
Yes. The productivity is important than production, sir. In terms of our agriculture terminology, if we are spending 1 hour, how much we should be clear that how much to study. Like we should keep that point in mind. Like in 1 hour, whatever we think to cover in that 1 hour, we should be able to do that. because many people will sit for 4-5 hours and they'll read the same 20 pages or 10 pages. But it's completely depend on the productivity, sir. In that 1 hour, what is the output we are getting rather than in 4 hours? I think productivity is more important, sir. Even if you are spending just 1 hour, you should be very confident and you should be very clear what you are going through. That thing. Even many people will study for more hours, but we should completely rely on the output out of this input, sir.
Means according to you that we have to not focus on hours. We have to focus that how much we have to cover and how much we have covered.
Productivity.
Productivity is the important thing according to you.
Productivity.
That no matters that how much you are studying, matters that how much time not matters that how much you are studying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is great. This is the most common question that we used to face. And now tell me honestly, how much hour you used to study?
Sir, I used to study 6 hours.
6 hours
study.
daily.
6 hours to 8 hours.
6 to 8 hours. Okay, this is the best thing, that covering 6 to 8 hour daily. I always used to say students that you have to make the sitting habit. Many students don't
Yes.
have the sitting habit. They will sit for 40 minutes, 20 minutes, and then they will start doing any other thing. Sitting habit is very much important for cracking any examination. This is the thing that every student should follow. Okay, it is very nice to talk to you. Okay. Thank you so much for giving your time, and be in the touch. We will call you for helping your juniors. Okay. Be in touch. This is the thing.